Virginia Satir, internationally recognized as a pioneer in family therapy and human relations, dedicated her life to developing and teaching skills to improve relationships in both families and organizations. Her goal was to raise social consciousness about the importance of world peace, individual health, and personal responsibility. This videotape training series demonstrates these goals. Although Virginia died in 1980, her wisdom and spirit live on through her teachings. In 1987, Virginia Satir was videotaped at the Avanta-sponsored Virginia Satir International Summer Institute in Crested Butte, Colorado. In this human learning laboratory, Virginia and her training staff worked for 4 weeks with 90 people from around the world. This tape is one of a series which contains specially selected teaching units from the last process community that Virginia taught.
Once upon a time, I thought that there were only 4 ways to be in life: right, wrong, or good or bad, nothing else. That was a very skinny way of looking at all my possibilities. Didn't seem right to me, but nevertheless, that's where I was for a long time. I was one of those good girls who did everything right. That's what I thought. Anyway, my way into of showing all that was illness. I had so much of it, I didn't know what to do with it. Okay. Now, I want to start now something that is behind what some of you may know as parts parties. How many of you have ever heard that word? Okay, I'm going to use ropes, all kinds of stuff. All right. Now, also what I'm going to do tomorrow morning is, see, all of these are vehicles. Like reconstruction is a vehicle, like parts parties will be a vehicle, like communication is a vehicle by which we move. And so one of the things I want to show you is how this culminates also in a family therapy interview, which I will show you tomorrow morning, which fits into all of this. It's called the Family with a Troubled Boy. And you'll have a chance to see in operation the things that we have been talking about, and also you'll begin to see how it's possible for me to know that I can help almost anybody. Now, that doesn't mean help them the way I want, but they have it. Otherwise, I couldn't do it. You must have noticed from Margarita's film how much differently all of that could have been handled. And what comes out so clearly is everybody has what they need to be connected with. But in that old thing of right, wrong, good, bad, that's all you got, doesn't help very much. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to move now into this concept. How many of you know anything about psychosynthesis that Dr. Roberto Assagioli did, okay? Well, if you want to learn more about a way in which one person conceptualized our infinite parts, I think you find that in psychosynthesis. I was very delighted when I had a chance to spend 2 weeks with him in Italy several years back, because I'd already developed the business about the parts party, and then I saw even more dimensions in relation to that. I'd like you to think for a moment of, let us say that here's a large circle. And on this circle are all kinds of adjectives. You remember when we did Wheel of Influence? And then I went over here and I asked Doris which ones of these she knew about and which ones she liked and all that. Okay? For her to even be able to say those adjectives or to reject or accept them meant she already had a receptor here. Okay? Now, so we all have that. And it's very obvious when in your triad, some of you had some experience where you had some negative receptors. How many had that in your triads from time to time? You had something negative and the other person had a receptor, and bingo, there it was. Okay, and be positive as well. So that we're into the whole thing about everybody's got receptors. And I've really emphasized this. And you can be very certain that when there's trouble between two people, two receptors are present, that doesn't mean that you have to now make it perfect. Because if you know how to beat somebody up, and you're with somebody else who knows how to beat somebody up, and that comes up, I don't think it's going to be helpful for you to act on beating somebody up. All you can get is a familiarity in relation to that. All right, so I set about to try to find a dramatic and humorous way, which would also be authentic and real, for people to get in touch, to go beyond. A little one here, all life is your GB, good, bad, right, wrong, RW. And everybody was supposed to go for good and right and sit on bad and wrong. Huh? Okay, I'll show you that when we have the ropes here in a little bit. Anyway, all right. What I wanted to do was to expand the internal universe and bring it to external awareness. Okay, now I'm going to say that again. I'm busy with that all the time. That I like to have ways and find ways to take what's internal and be able to manifest it externally so people can extend their fields of awareness and understanding. Okay? So I concocted the following thing, the parts party. Now it's set in a context of a party. Now what do you do at a party? Well, hopefully you'll have fun. That's what you have to do at a party, isn't it? Otherwise, why go to a party? So what I'm already doing when I set it in that context is I am asking you to allow yourself to be an explorer about what's around, and without having to use your prejudgments about good and bad and right and wrong. You probably can't help that, but that's what I'm asking you to do. And in order to make that party, I can engage in a little masquerade. And the masquerade is your guests come, and they, of course, are aspects of you, or else you wouldn't know about it. You don't know anything about something that you can't find it in anybody else unless you know it in yourself. Just remember that. So I ask you to come to a masquerade. And who you're bringing to your masquerade are a lot of parts of yourself. Now the important piece of this is that, first of all, we can laugh about the masquerade. Hey, here's my Napoleon. And you're all dressed up like Napoleon. So the next time your Napoleon walks out, you're not going to fall dead. Because the cosmic joke is here also as well. How many of you men here know that you have something like Napoleon inside of you? Let me see. All right. How many of you women know you got something like Napoleon inside of you? Okay. How many of you know that you got little Bo Peep inside of you, men and women? Oh, okay. All right. Those are just examples. So the masquerade, which are parts of yourself, and it extends the metaphor of the party. Masquerade's fun, isn't it? And you come as, quote, somebody else, you think. You know, that kind of thing. So these are the parts of the self. Now, within the self are constant scenarios, dialogues. Do you remember when I did the poll? Here is the wishes, and here's the ams, and then here may be what your shoulds may be. All right. The internal experience of being pulled in different directions, while we may externalize it as belonging that you're the one who's making this, and actually, all that pull is going on inside of us. How many of you have ever had, let us say, a little dialogue between your wish to spend money and your wish to save? Okay. Now, if you take that back a little further, here you want to spend it because it's something you like, then you should save. And then some people, I know what some people do, they go out and have a couple of drinks and they don't have to face it. Then they can go do what they want and feel guilty later. I mean, that's just one thing. Or they can say, I didn't want anyway. We have to solve that. Now, it always takes a third to solve something between two. And so inside, we have that triad doing very nicely. So, anyway, all right, now that's part of it. What I'm doing now is I am externalizing this, exaggerating this, so that our wonderful right brain will be having a good time, waked up and alert and having a good time. Okay. All right. Now the aim of this is to work at integration, meaning instead of doing what we had to do before, we figure out what's good and we keep that. What's bad, we throw that away or we sit on it. No. Every one of these parts has got something for us. Maybe not in the form that it is. So that we don't throw away anything. We transform. And in many cases, that means we do something with reframing. For instance, anger, blame, let us say, is a crude form of wanting to integrate yourself. It's a way of trying to show yourself and others where something is out of balance. Okay? All right. So anyway, I worked out this wonderful thing. I think it's wonderful. People have a great time with it. In fact, there are people who are thinking they should have, just like we have reconstruction services, now we need to have parts party services. I once worked with a woman who was very subject to deep psychotic episodes, and once we finished the parts party, that integration had taken place. Now we could work with the other problems, but they weren't problems of fragmentation. If you take the experiences of people who have, quote, many different faces, 3 faces of Eve, and they call these multi-faced people, what they're doing is that this is what's going on, and there's no integration of it. Anyhow, so parts party. This is what we're going to have. Now, another way that I bring in the party aspect, and also the dramatic aspect, is to ask people to think of the people that make them, when they think of them, that their hair stands on end. I can't stand that. They get all juicy and wonderful. Either or. Okay? And I always have some of both, because everybody has somebody who makes your hair stand on end. Okay? But not the same people make everybody's hair stand on end. Okay, so I then put this into the public domain. We have thousands, millions of characters in literature and in the funny papers, movies, all kinds of sports, historical figures, religious figures. I mean, they're all over the place. Both contemporary and past. So you think of people and that make your hair stand on end. And I'll just say his hair stand on end. You know what I mean? Or feel juicy. Okay. Now I use these two because there are grades of these kinds of things. I ask people to give me their parts. And do this because out of the person, one of the things you probably are aware that in any role-playing I do not make interpretations about how people should be. I get them to do it and then they tell me. Then we can work with the information. Okay. So here's our party format. And the serious purpose in this is to get each person to acknowledge what is. Yes, I can get very angry. Yes, I have these feelings of lust. Yes, I have this wonderful organizing ability. Yes, I have it. But it may be in a form that there's another part of me that says, you shouldn't have that. Gestalt therapy was based upon the principle. The top dog is what you want, and the bottom dog is what you feel you should have. That's the way I used to talk about it. This is very skeletal, but it was the idea. What you did was to recognize these parts, accept these parts, and then put them together so they make a whole. That's what this was all about. Okay, and we've been looking at that kind of thing now over 45 years since the end of World War II. Anyway, the idea was to work toward integration. All right. Now, yeah, I will get started on something, but have you got the ropes handy, Diana? Are you still here? Where are the ropes? Because I want to do a mini thing. Got the ropes? So I could do a mini thing just to show you something. I'm going to go on with this a little bit later. What you can all do yourselves is to now think about a series, and I use 6 people, 6 persons here. Because what we're going to do here is a microcosm of the whole thing, because there's 6 people, as you integrate them, becomes the microcosm of how you deal with all your parts. How do you deal with 2 that are opposing, and then the third one, how do you mediate that within yourself? All right, so we feel juicy here, and we'll have 6 parts. I just would like, I'm going to make a hypothetical one right now. I'm not going to put anyone. I'd like to, let me see, who would like to come up here and be hypothetical with me at the moment? All right, let's see. Karen, why don't you come up? Can I see you here? Now, this is a time, extremes, just extremes. And I'm going now to say, here is Karen. I will say to her, and she is universal person. And when we can pull out of this the universals, then you will see that you will have a different form for these universals. Okay? So let me ask you at this moment in time to give me the name of some public person in the world that makes your hair stand on end when you think about it.
Ronald Reagan.
All right, I'm going to put this down on another page because now we are beginning what we called the guests to the party. We are in the guests to the party, and that's who we are. That's who we're looking for now. And so one of them here is Ronald Reagan. Okay? Now just think either between people who make your hair stand on end or people who feel real juicy. Let's get a juicy one now.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. All right, now let's go. Whatever comes to you with the juicies, we'll need 6. So let's hear about some others.
Do they have to be public figures?
Well, it's better if they are, but you can always improvise.
Hitler.
Hitler. Okay.
Joe Namath. Juicy.
Joe who?
Joe Namath.
Oh, Joe Namath.
Strom Thurmond.
Is that R-O-M or R-U-M? I never could.
I think it's a O.
There's something about, I never wrote his name very much.
Jackie Robinson.
Okay. Oh well, such secrets don't abound much anyway. All right. Now let me ask you for the adjective that goes with these people. Ronald Reagan.
You mean the hair stand on end or another adjective?
No. The hair stand on end is an effect, but I want you to give me the adjective. Your adjective for Ronald Reagan.
Obtuse.
Obtuse. Your adjective for Paul Newman.
Gorgeous.
And your adjective for Hitler.
Horrid.
And your adjective for Joe Namath.
Nimble.
And your adjective for Strawman.
Bigot.
Okay. And your adjective for Jackie Robinson.
Courageous.
What?
Courageous.
Courageous. Okay. Now, just want to tell you something here. Here's our universal lady. Anybody who would be up here would be able to give me a group of 6 people. And anybody who would be up here would give me the adjective that those people stood for. Because that's how you would do it. They might not give you the names. So one way to start then is that these are out front. These are probably, when I ask for the characters that make you feel really strongly negative or strongly positive, what I'm doing is I am asking you to be in touch with your receptors. That's what I'm doing. See, here's where prejudice prejudice comes in, and stereotyping and all the rest of that. But anyway, if we can let ourselves know that. Now, I would like you to give me, say positive or negative to these adjectives. Obtuse.
Negative.
Gorgeous.
Positive.
Horrid.
Negative.
Nimble.
Positive.
Bigot.
Negative.
Courageous.
Positive.
Okay, now I'm going to do a skeleton. Oh, wonderful. Oh, I love those things. And you'll love them too. I recommend that anybody who does any change buy your about 500 feet of rope. Okay, this is only going to be now just to kind of give you a flavor. You understand that? All right. Will you pick up your Ronald Reagan? All right. Now, will you pick out your Paul Newman?
Tom.
Okay. All right, so we're going to have Tom here, Will here, and Hitler.
Jimbo, would you be willing to?
All right, Jimbo. Okay. And Joe Namath. Okay?
Oh boy, this gets worse.
Strom Thurmond.
Would you do that?
No, you got to. Strom Thurmond was male. That's not fiddle with genitals.
Okay.
Not. No, you got a hefty male part, so let's not fiddle.
Oh boy. Phil?
All right, Bill. All right. And let's get Jackie Robinson.
George?
Okay. All right. Okay. Now what I'd like to have happen here is I would like to have you come over here, all of you. And you come with me, Karen. We're going to do one thing first of all. Ronald Reagan, would you get down, please, on all fours? On all fours. That's good. All right, gorgeous. Paul Newman, will you stand up and look gorgeous? All right. Hitler, will you go down there? Right beside of him. And Joe Namath, will you come and stand up? That's right. Okay. You see if you. Here's the end. Would you help me find the end of that a little bit? Now let's have Joe Namath, Strom Thurmond down over here to make all of you down. That's right. That's right. Okay. Maybe you should be so you make a little more nest there. Why don't you over here? Go crosswise a little bit here.
Back here?
Yeah, try that. All right, and Jackie Robinson, where are you? Okay, you're standing. Now, this rope represents life. Here she is. Reversal. Okay. Now, wait a minute, I want to get your head in there. This is life, because whether she's owning it or not, she has these parts, right? Okay. Well, I'll go around this way. It's all right. This rope is wonderful because what it does is it does all kinds of funny things.
Too much bondage, Virginia.
Huh?
Too much bondage.
Too much bondage, huh? Well, some of us call that closeness. Okay.
Okay. These are the ties that bind. That's right.
Yeah. One of the things we hope for is that the ties that most of us have that bind will only be connected. All right. Now I'm going to arrange what I have seen a lot of times. You don't want these to show.
You're in the...
It's okay. You don't want these to show. All right. Would you get a little... So you try to sit on all of those. You sit on them so they don't show. They're there, but you sit on them. Try to sit on them. That's good. Wonderful. Now, will you walk over here? That's right. And you try to walk over here. All right. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Now, you see, those that have been given the evaluation of being good, bad, she's sitting on. Okay? These that are good, they're all standing up here. Do you think that those down there are quiet? No, not at all. So what you do is, now you try to be in such a way so that you make believe you're not here. So you sit up, but make believe like you're not doing what you're doing. Now, as you start to move, because we're always moving, I want all of you to pinch her from the bottom. So you start moving. Just be careful that you don't put her off here. Now you try to look happy while that's going on. Go look happy. Now watch the ropes to get it around your neck. All right, look happy, that's right. And think about how gorgeous you are and how nimble you are, yes. And how courageous you are. So while you're doing that. Now look at the group. That's good. That's good. Look at the group and look like you are very happy and everything is in control. Now, while you're watching this little thing go on, one of the things you can be quite aware of, and it's a universal, those parts you have inside of you that you're not acknowledging are trying to get acknowledgement. She's just trying hard now, quote, to be what she should be. And she's successfully, she thinks, trying to hide them. Problem is that she really can't do it. Doesn't she look a little funny? She's trying to be so proper. Now, actually, the three on top aren't giving her that much help. They can't. Now, as these people move, watch what's happening to the ropes. She's so busy with trying to deal with the pinches from behind that these people on top, do you see how they begin to look like they're wandering around? They're really good intent, but look how they're wandering around. She can't even see that. All right, now I'm going to have a transformation. First of all, I'm going to ask you how you feel.
Pretty confused.
Do you blame her? Doesn't it absolutely fit that she be very confused? All right, so now as she says that she's confused, would you be willing? See, this is the first step toward moving out and say, I got these parts. Would you be willing to acknowledge your horrid part?
Yes.
Well, if you do, now instead of, and watch this. Instead of now trying to sit on, will you reach for that part and bring it up to the light of day? See what happens, which is your horrid part. All right, now watch what's going to happen because some things are going to happen. All right, now I am owning that part. All right, now maybe that's all there's to it. So the rest of you didn't get noticed, so you pinch her every time you get a chance, and the rest try to move. That's right. We've done something wonderful. She has acknowledged something. I wonder what's happening here. Looks to me like we haven't done as much as we could do. Well, oh yes, and now his horrid part is all mixed up with I don't know what's going on down there. But there seems to be an impending crisis. Would you say? Well, let's see if you can now bring up your obtuse one. Are you obtuse once in a while, Karen? Okay, so bring up your obtuse one. Not supposed to be, but bring up your obtuse one.
I can't get to him.
Oh, wait. I can't get to him. You want to, but you can't. What are you doing now? Look at this contortion. She's got to have a lot of help. She did it, but looks like he has a terrible back. Well, now maybe you did that one. Now, do you see how at this moment in time She's reaching out, and she's really delighted at her face that she's given a life to it. Yes, I am obtuse sometimes. I am. And then she looks around. Nobody dies. Well, it does look like there's something funny happening still. You're getting strangled. Don't watch your strangling. In the process of my being able to go forward, I have to go through struggle. Watch this. All right, well, let's see. It seems to me like you also have somebody there who is bigoted. Are you bigoted? You got it too. A little prejudice. Oh, sure, a little prejudice, of course. So would you pick up your bigot and say, look, world, I got some bigotry in me. What do you know about that? Now, as she's trying to get up, she can't even. Well, look at her. Her chastity seems to be involved. Yes. All right. Now we have, quote, I want you to look at this now. We have, quote, a person who has, at this time, acknowledged parts. Now, I wonder if you, as you are here right now, how do you feel? Better. But look where she is. Now, what I'd like you to do is, I want the audience to see this picture. So just kind of move off to the, yes, just move around as this is. Leave it, so I want you to see. There's the owner. She is in process. What she has done is the first important piece to acknowledge all this stuff. She's willing to say to the world, yeah, I got it, kid, I got it. And she doesn't know yet how all those parts can be helpful to her, but at least right now she's taken the first step. All right, now all these parts have life in them. Because we don't acknowledge them doesn't mean they don't have life. Now be very careful. Just be very careful now. I would like you all now to walk in a direction in which you're facing all parts. This is like the activity inside of us. Now hold it just a minute. Wonderful. Right there. Look good. Now, I'd like to know, who is this for you? This is my
nimbleness.
My nimbleness. Now, your nimbleness seems to be making an obstacle for you. Is that true?
I can't go any place.
You can't go away because your nimbleness is in the way. All right. But now would you feel what's back here? What do you feel back here? My what is back there?
This is my obtuseness.
My obtuseness is here and I can't get to my nimbleness. These are interesting dialogues, aren't they? And this rope situation provides that. Well, all right. Now, do you have loving thoughts toward your nimbleness?
Most of the time.
What about now?
Well, yes.
Now he's a barrier.
Right. He's
like barriers?
In the way. No.
He's in the way.
He's not the only one.
I always thought nimbleness was wonderful, but now it's a barrier. And who is behind you here again?
My obtuseness.
My obtuseness. Now let's look at obtuse. Obtuse. I don't see what's going on. I'm kind of out of it at this moment. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, you can't see what's happening to your obtuseness. Can you look where you are right now? You can't. What do you see from where you are right now?
None of them, really.
So you have to guess. And this is what people are doing all the time. And one of the things we're doing is trotting out everything and showing it. Hey, this is what it is behind your back. And this is the play. The wonderful play. We'll have a wonderful ending. We haven't gotten there yet. Can you begin to be aware of what this struggle is about? And how when we think there's one thing we can do and everything's going to be perfect? All right. Well, now, I would like to... You had somebody in your group of inside guests here who was gorgeous. Can you see your gorgeous one?
He's over there.
Now just say, in order to see my gorgeous one, I have to what?
Contort and strain.
Oh, yes. And when you look at your contortion and change, does he look so gorgeous under that?
No.
No. All right, what can we learn from that? You are in this moment in time dealing with what to do with the things that inhibit you. Now, do you have any idea who is behind you? She's feeling around. What do you feel?
Feels like My horrid part?
Your horrid part. Okay, well, what you feel in the bottom, does it feel horrid?
Wonderful.
All right. My horrid. If this is my horrid part, it feels very good. Uh-huh. Now, can you in any way look somehow to see if you can see? What can you do in order to move? Now what we have is, what options will she give herself to move?
Can I untie?
No, don't untie it yet. That's one thing that people do all the time. And then when they untie, they lose their opportunity. So let's see what you can do. She turns around. Wonderful. Turns around. Now when you turn around, can you see anything more about that person who was behind you?
No.
All right, maybe you can do something else. Now do you see him? All right. I'd like you to begin to be aware of, we take steps. And very often, we aren't aware that we're taking these steps. Now, what I'd like you to do, we have to stop now because of the morning, and we want to go on with this. At this moment, I would like to have from you, you are the adjective that is nimble. All right, would you say nimbleness, how you're feeling?
I'm feeling all tied up.
Oh-ho!
Anything but nimble.
Oh, okay. And what are you feeling right now? And you are, you're Strom Thurmond. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling out of it. I'm not even in this picture. I'm looking in the other direction.
I'm all tied up. And how are you feeling right now, Paul?
Out of it too, bored.
Out of it too. Your gorgeousness doesn't make any difference, okay? And how are you feeling right now, Hitler?
I'm feeling stuck behind obtuse.
Yeah, okay. And what are you feeling right now, Jackie?
I'm just the front. I'm not serving any good function.
Okay. Any of these statements say anything about you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, because it's so close, we're going to have a quick fix. Now, I want each one of you to give yourself permission to breathe, and whatever is tight around you, loosen it, everybody. Loosen it. Whatever is tight, loosen it. That's the first step, after we have acknowledged the presence. And that is a parallel to allowing yourself to be centered. Okay, now when you have loosened all that, now let yourself feel completely comfortable. Be sure that there's no tension on you at all. If there is, loosen it. This is what we give to our parts. They usually aren't going to do the work for us. We have to do it. We say, it's okay. You here, and now I can be relaxed with your presence. All right, now let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, nimbleness is back. Isn't that interesting? Now, what do you feel like now? You still feel horrid?
He's bigoted.
Bigoted. Do you feel bigoted at this moment? You go inside. Do you feel bigoted at this moment?
No.
No. And how do you feel right now?
A little closer.
Closer. And how do you feel right now?
Starting to breathe.
Starting to breathe. And how do you feel right now?
I feel very relaxed.
Remember, that was first of all the person who was horrid. And how do you feel right now?
I feel released.
Okay. Now, when that all happens, then we got a chance to really connect. And I want to show you more parts of this. In the meantime, play with a cast of characters for you that fits you. And then tomorrow we even more how we can use these as our ever-present counsel once we get in place of where all of these have an evolving life. What you saw here right now, not from the beginning, were some transformations. All right. What I'd like you all to do now is close your eyes. Give yourself permission to take out of this experience some more opportunity to play with yourself and others in the best sense and to learn while doing it. And give yourself a message of appreciation for you. You probably house 10,000 parts, but be. You have only come to learn about a few, and those have been divided. And I recommend that you give yourself permission to allow the presence of all your parts as you come upon them to be owned by you. That's the first step to allowing them to evolve to something else.
Avanta, the Virginia Satir Network, founded in 1977, is a nonprofit educational organization. Membership is worldwide, representing a variety of professions. Avanta sponsors workshops, advanced training programs, international summer institutes, and conferences dedicated to guiding people of the world to become more fully human.